everyone and welcome back to our channel. My name is Sarah Palumbi and I'm the Marketing Director here at Foot Health Battersea. Now, as February is Raynaud's Awareness Month, we thought that we would share some facts about Raynaud's. Do you find that if you're in a cold environment or under stress, your fingers or toes tend to change to white or even blue? This could mean that you have Raynaud's. Raynaud's often presents as numbness and coldness in areas such as the fingers and toes, especially when in cold temperatures or under stress. And this often causes the fingers and toes to change to white and sometimes even blue in colour. So, what is Raynaud's? And did you know that there are different types of Raynaud's? So there are two different types of Raynaud's. Firstly, there is primary Raynaud's, which is Raynaud's disease. This occurs without a separate illness triggering the condition. Primary Raynaud's is much more common and tends to be milder than secondary Raynaud's. So secondary Raynaud's, also known as Raynaud's syndrome or Raynaud's phenomenon, occurs as a result of an illness or another contributing factor. So what does cause Raynaud's? Raynaud's is caused by the narrowing of blood vessels that supply blood to your skin, limiting blood flow to the affected areas. Raynaud's often begins showing symptoms in those aged 15 to 30 and is 9 times more likely to affect females than males. Although it is unknown what causes primary Raynaud's, there is now more information on what could cause secondary Raynaud's. What could trigger Raynaud's then? Well, causes can be such things as injury to the hands and feet, smoking, repetitive actions or vibrations such as using a jackhammer, certain medications and a number of diseases or medical conditions. So is there a cure for Raynaud's? Unfortunately, there is no cure for Raynaud's. However, there are symptom managing treatments, from managing stress, covering exposed areas of skin when in colder temperatures, to prescribed medication and further medical procedures. If you suffer from Raynaud's, sometimes you may not experience symptoms for months at a time, and there are some things that you can do to try and avoid experiencing symptoms. So always ensure that you are wearing adequate coverings on the feet for the weather, wear gloves, and avoid taking frozen food from the freezer with bare hands. So when I was a teenager, I was actually diagnosed with Raynaud's. So for me, this presented as whitening and numb patches on some of my fingers and toes. Although interestingly, it wasn't all of my fingers at once. So I used to get very specific patches, especially on this finger here. So my number one tip for anyone suffering from Raynaud's is to always ensure that the core of your hands is kept warm. So I often found that as long as my wrists were kept warm, I would suffer less. So I would wear wrist warmers, the kind of sort of hook over your thumb and leave your fingers out, so that if I needed my fingers out for typing or something like that. So I used to work in an office that was quite cold, and left my fingers exposed so I could type, but by keeping my wrists warm, it definitely brought down my symptoms. And then when I was going outside, I would then put gloves on before I actually went outside. And as I've gotten older, my symptoms have actually lessened, and whilst I still get the kind of tingly, numb feeling on occasion, it is rare that my fingers and toes turn white now. So that wraps up today's video. Remember, if you have any podiatry or foot health related questions, you can send us a message on Facebook or email info@foothealthbattersea.co.uk, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. See you next time.